All right, this is episode number 3, the Cinematics Podcast. I'm Casey.
I'm still Connor.
Still, weirdly enough.
And still.
We're going to talk about Star Wars, the original 3 movies, on our Sandy special. I feel like the original 3 Star Wars. And we're talking about the 4th, 5th, and 6th, just to be clear. Pretty sandy, for the most part. A lot of sand in those movies.
Yeah, none of that prequel bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm just
prequels are not bad, actually.
Yeah.
The sequels suck, though, 100%.
Everybody thought that the prequels sucked until the sequels came out.
They did, yeah. Well, it's kind of like one of those things. It's like the lesser of the two evils. It's like the prequels, they're not amazing. The sequels, though, holy shit,
it's almost like people didn't know how good they had it with the prequels. It's like, man, but that's for another day.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna have to carry a lot of the original 3 Star Wars talk because I haven't seen them in like 6 years.
All right, fair enough. Do you remember kind of like the general plot of it?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to think what we talk about. Basically, I mean, they're just good movies, to be honest. Like with you got Luke. Just talking about the first movies, just to even start with, like you got Luke. You know, it's this like him being just a farm boy. He doesn't know really what's going on, and then he goes and finds his Uncle Kenobi. I forget what he actually calls him. He calls him. I think it's literally just Old Ben. Old Ben. That's what he calls him.
I remember that.
You know, it's like all this mystique. Like I know at least I'm a very big Star Wars fan. I've watched those original movies. I think whenever I was like 6 or 7 on a VHS tape, it was the original version. Fuck the new versions.
Right. We've talked a lot about the word. We've said the word mystique and mystery a lot in these 3.
We like our mystique and mystery.
It makes movies good.
It does.
Yeah.
If you tell too much about it, it ruins it.
We've seen movies that are ruined by explanation dumps.
Expo dumps.
Far too many dumps.
I'm trying to think of this movie. I feel like this movie probably has more expo dumps. But it's not too bad. I really enjoy these movies, though.
When you're telling a story that doesn't have very much, or I guess any source material, before
That's
like
true.
those 3 movies, I feel like you have to a little bit more.
That's true, especially whenever it's movies. And it's not even like it's based on books, and you can't go off of things. You're making this all up on your own and stuff like that.
And the sci-fi genre as a whole was so young that it's not like you're going to be able to like play off tropes, and people are going to be like, "Oh, it's kind of like Star Wars," because Star Wars wasn't there yet. This was Star Wars.
This was one of the original Star Wars movies. Yeah,
sci-fi movies.
This is one of the original sci-fi movies that got really, really big. Like there was no other sci-fi movies that got this big so fast.
Arguably, this is like the sci-fi movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it's this and Lord of the Rings are like the trilogies.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings being the fantasy movie, I would say.
Yeah,
like the originals, like that's the biggest of the big. That's kind of like that Touchstone. Everyone knows those. Everyone knows Star Wars. Everyone knows those. And there's a reason for it. They're good movies. First one, just like the building of the characters. You got Luke. You got Kenobi dying at the end of the movie. Spoilers, just so everyone's aware, there will be spoilers. This is like a 30-year-old movie, but
if you're seeing this episode last, we spoil shit on here. So we've spoiled every single movie.
This is true. We should add a spoiler warning at the beginning of these.
Yeah, I mean we're here to do a little bit of not even really like a review. I mean, we didn't do our little rating.
Oh, I would give. Okay, I know I said these. No, you know what? I'd give these movies 9s out of 10.
Okay.
All 3.
I guess I would probably do the same.
I don't think I would give them 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't think they're perfect. I don't think they're masterpieces.
Yeah.
There's definitely flaws in them. I think a lot of that just comes from the fact that they're old movies.
Yeah.
But I will say that these are exceptional movies.
Probably at the time, if I were to have seen them, if we were to have seen the movie when they came out,
Original came out,
maybe would have been a 10 out of 10.
That's
but
true.
I don't know. I wasn't alive.
And just like the what they did with what they had, none of this movie was. Pretty much none of this movie was CGI.
Yeah.
All of it was practical effects.
It's really cool that they made all these like models for these massive, for these aliens. Well, I haven't seen the VHS one, so I don't know how much. I know it's like a lot
of it they added. I hate what George Lucas did to it.
Yeah.
They ruined so much of that film. They added entire scenes.
Yeah.
Which was just terrible.
That's crazy.
It's so dumb. They added, I don't know, it was just completely worthless scenes too. Like there's no point in that being there. Like in the first movie, which is honest to God the farthest I've ever gotten into the new versions because I don't like them. But in the first movie, Jabba, whenever they're leaving, like Han, Luke, Obi-Wan, Chewie, all them, when they're leaving on the... Why am I... The Millennium
Tatooine?
Falcon.
Oh, the Millennium. Okay.
Jabba just shows up and talks to Han. It's
Mm-hmm.
a completely useless scene. There's no point in being there, and it just adds runtime.
Like, how did his big ass get there?
Yeah.
I don't know what scene you're referring to. I just haven't seen them in so long.
It's just not a good scene.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
also terrible CGI.
Yeah.
Every single CGI scene in this that they added is so bad. You can tell it's CGI.
Yeah.
Like with the practical, that's one thing I love about the originals is that so much of it's just practical effects. In fact, pretty much all of it's practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jabba the Hutt, that was just a big ass mold. Like
Yeah.
someone was inside of that.
That's crazy.
Moving the mouth and everything like that. Apparently, it got really hot in there as well.
Yeah, and like Chewbacca was a guy, and so was R2D2.
So
I know
was
that.
R2D2.
I think that's crazy. And you know what's really crazy? My uncle used to live next to Chewbacca, like the
Really?
actor. Yeah, that played in the costume.
That's cool.
I know, right? He lived in Dallas. Not
Wow, I
to
didn't know
give him
that.
a little, not to like dox him, but you know,
He still lives in Dallas, actually.
he may or may not. I'm not sure actually. But anyway,
But yeah, no, it's such just the practical effects in those movies were just so cool. Like you said, like R2D2 was just a person inside. C3PO was also a person inside walking around, like doing all the like weird movements and stuff like that.
Right.
Made it look so robotic, but it was so lifelike. Like Darth Vader. Who voices Darth Vader? I'm trying to think of his. I don't know his name.
I don't
know his name.
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Thank you.
Earl Jones. Yeah.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
one. Yeah.
He's just like he does such a good job voicing
Mm-hmm.
him. It's so like Vader is just so threatening
Mm-hmm.
all the time. Like the mouth breathing. He's just such a. I mean, he's an iconic character.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, everyone knows who Vader is.
Yeah, he's like such a original, terrifying villain that so many movies have piggybacked off of.
Mm-hmm. He's so cool. I'm trying to think. I haven't seen these movies in a while. I need to think back on these. There's just such cool things in it. Or like the second movie. Do you remember the second movie at all?
Oh, it's the best one to me.
Yeah.
I love the second movie.
The second movie is the best one. 100%.
Yeah.
It's the one with Hoth.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and he goes. It almost looks like you don't remember the second one.
Oh, I remember the second movie. No, I love the second movie. No, I love that Hoth opening. That was the opening, right?
Yeah, it was Hoth.
Okay, good.
Correct.
And that's also the one where Luke has the father reveal.
Mm-hmm. Second
Yeah.
one is with the father. He goes
Yeah.
and sees Yoda for the first
Yeah,
time.
and you get his training. Yeah, yeah.
He has the ATs come in, and they're basically attacking Hoth, and they have to escape. First time, it's not the first time you see Vader. That's a lie.
Yeah,
see
you see him the
Vader.
first. Yeah, because he kills old Ben and all that. How the hell did they do like the ATSTs and all that shit?
It's small figurines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of small figurines. They had this massive thing, like bigger than this table. It was this big thing, and they basically made small like figurines of it, and basically it was stop motion.
That's so cool.
It's so cool.
Makes me want to rewatch them now.
Honestly,
you know?
I actually really need to rewatch them again because they are such good movies. I just need to like power through the CGI.
Yeah.
I don't have the VHS tapes anymore. We lost them, which sucks.
Well, when I watched them, it was maybe sophomore year in high school, and I wouldn't say I was as big of a movie buff as I am now. Not to say that I'm like a massive movie buff and know everything about movies, but I appreciate like directive choices and stuff like that a whole lot more now. I would love to rewatch them, honestly. I need to, but yeah, maybe I'll start doing that this summer.
Be a good idea. Honestly, I love all the Star Wars stuff. Currently, they've released a lot of Star Wars stuff recently with they got Star Wars: The Clone Wars. They got Star Wars Rebels. They got I think there was one called Acolyte or Apprentice or something like that. There's the Bad Batch. There's
You're talking about the good stuff though. They also got like fucking what was they've had some pretty stinker
Solo?
TV shows come out. Solo.
Solo actually wasn't bad.
I didn't see Solo, but what was that one that they just had with it had Ahsoka in it, I think.
I think it was. Then that one was called Ahsoka.
Maybe.
I never watched that one. I don't know if that one was good or bad, if I'm being honest.
That one might have been a
There was
stinker. I'm not sure.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
That one was terrible.
Yeah, that was a real.
That one was so slow. Nothing happened in it, and it just got rid of all the mystique. Again, Mystique. They don't have any mystique. I don't know what their deal with is Mystique. They just don't like it. Like they're like, oh, this character. His whole thing is that no one knows anything about him. So we're gonna make a whole TV show about him and describe everything that happened in his life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it is kind of like a good like marketing thing to be like, you like Boba Fett? Prepare to learn everything about him, but then also probably not like him anymore.
Yeah.
Like they don't tell you that part of it. But you know, it gets to like a burnout period where it gets hard for a studio like Disney to add on to the original vision of things without like kind of backtracking and giving explanations for things. Like, I don't know, they just seem not to be as creative as, you know, the original like direction of George Lucas and like adding elements without like explaining other elements. You know, Disney seems to be really interested in explaining everything. And George Lucas was interested in just continuing to add things. You know,
expanding the universe without necessarily explaining the universe.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then it does feel like that sometimes. Like in the first 3 movies, there wasn't a lot of constant explaining. Like there was, like they kind of explained the Force and they kind of did that. But then like that's one issue I have with the sequels. Then they start over explaining everything. Then they're like, well, the Metachlorians, that's what actually causes the Force and all this. And it's like, we don't need that. Just say it's the Force. People have the Force. Everyone has the Force. Only some people have stronger Force.
If they want that explanation, they could read like the books tied to it now. You know, because that explains it too. Now
I think it takes away from the, like I said, very big point. We're going to probably say this a lot on this. The mystique of the movies. Like the stuff that like you need the mysteriousness of it.
I was always a big fan of the clones and Camino and such. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah. The Camino stuff, the stuff with the Caminos and everything like that in the prequels were always so cool. Like all the raining water and you got like all the waves and like the ocean. It's basically literally an ocean planet. That's just
Man, my dumb ass thought that was in the original series. So
no.
Okay, well, see, that's how little I remember.
That is the prequels.
Okay, well, so I guess back to the original trilogy.
Yeah.
So, I guess a good question to spark a lot of conversation on it is what like deeper meaning do you draw from the whole story and how it ends of the original trilogy? Like what is like the big motif to you about, you know, the meaning of it? Other than
fucking know.
Oh, okay.
I just saw laser swords and I thought it was cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I got a deeper meaning. Like religion probably shouldn't be a thing if it's organized, because then it kind of fails. And then like a big thing comes up and goes, "Hey, we're gonna rule you guys now, so you shouldn't."
I kind of remember it being a lot about hope.
Well, it's like most movies, though.
Yeah.
I feel like all movies are about hope. What movie did you watch that's like the bad guys win, and you should never hope for anything because you're always gonna lose?
Well, yeah, but then it's also like, you know, Luke was like like an outcast that needed to have belief in himself to overthrow what was ahead of him, I suppose.
I guess that's true. He also
the bad guys kind of already had one by the start of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then he's just kind of undoing the things that, you know,
his father did.
Yeah.
Which, not to compare it to Dune, we had this conversation.
Really long one, probably like an hour long.
Yeah, off the podcast, but we were discussing like Star Wars and Dune, very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Or about how George Lucas used to say like that was a big inspiration, and then he doesn't anymore.
Yeah.
Which is like, well, why did you stop saying that? That's kind of weird.
Maybe because Star Wars is kind of sprawled off into its own thing. Because I also saw on Reddit somebody say that, you know, the original Star Wars was like a love letter to a lot of sci-fi books and novels and such. And then, you know, it started to sprawl off and tell its own story.
Yeah.
But just being on the backs of some, you know, like super influential sci-fi novels, it tends to have to draw a lot because it's you know, in a sense that's its like source material. You know what I mean? But yeah,
the first movie was a very big homage to just a lot of sci-fi movies, and that's why people compare it so much. It seems like, but then after that, it kind of like you said, it does its own thing, kind of sprawls out into its own sector.
Right.
But then a lot of people still compare it.
Yeah.
To everything else.
You get a young boy living on a desert planet that has like a massive future ahead of him and has to undo things that his father, but Paul's grandfather had done to the world, and pretty similar in that aspect. But yeah.
Yeah. Did you draw any big motifs from the end of those movies?
The end of Star Wars?
Other than hope?
Dude, I haven't watched them in forever. Like I said, I wasn't like a big film buff when I watched them. But like I said, yeah, I mean, like the hope elements of it was huge. I mean, like, because it was like, it seemed like, from what I remember of the films, there was no reason really to believe in Luke being able to do the things that he ended up doing. You know what I mean? And then, you know, he has to buy the hope from people by, or like the belief of people by doing great things. And he continues to do so until, you know, he's completed his mission.
Yeah.
You know, and
I will say one thing that I will say that I didn't like about the original 3 is it, and it always confused me whenever I was younger because I was like, I don't understand how this happened. It felt like I missed a movie or something. The jump from the second one to the third one. Do you remember the jump? Like, it almost feels like it was such a massive jump for Luke. Like, Luke
It's got like way better.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
was like a pawn, like
Yeah.
or not pawn. Is it a pawn? What's the Jedi that's like not very strong? Padawan.
Padawan. Yeah.
He was like a Jedi Padawan in the second one, and then in the third one, he's a Jedi Master that could be on like the Knights. Like,
All right, bro, you got it.
yeah, like what happened? Hello.
I don't know.
I always felt
It's
like
a lot
I
of training.
missed a movie. Like that was one thing I didn't. It did feel like it was a really big jump. It didn't really feel like there was a super big like arc there or anything like that. It was just like the second one, he gets his arm cut off. It ends with Vader trying to kill him. He
Right.
barely survives. He's still alive, just barely. He gets his arm back. Like everyone's kind of thrown to the wind, all this stuff, and then like the next one, it's just like. So I'm a Jedi Master now, and
Yeah.
I could basically kill anyone. And I do. I kill Jabba the Hutt, who is the most powerful crime boss
The Kingpin.
ever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about ever, but still very, very strong.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was always one thing I was like a little like weird on. I was like, this is kind of strange. The Sarlacc, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the Sarlacc scene with like everyone like falling in like Boba Fett? That's how Boba Fett dies, but he doesn't actually die.
Right.
Obviously, he crawls out in the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
But he falls in, and then you got Luke. No, it was Leia. He chokes Jabba the Hutt, and
Those were like the worm-like things, no? Or were they the big?
Sarlacc?
Or were they the big monster ones with
big
the
pits.
claws?
Yeah,
They have big pits.
All the little teeth and the worms coming out of it like that.
The sandworms.
The sandworm.
Anyway, what were the big ones called? With the monsters with the massive claws? And stuff? They kind of look like death claws.
Ooh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
I thought they were cool.
Can you pull that up?
No.
Okay. What were they called?
Oh damn!
I don't remember.
They were in the original trilogy.
They
no?
were in the original they were in the third movie.
Right.
It's these big ass, clawed thing like monsters.
They kind of looked like Fallout Death Claws, but they were bigger. They were
Yeah,
huge.
they were like death claws but bigger.
Yeah, I liked. What I really gravitated towards as a kid watching was like the Clone Wars, and I
Clone Wars series was good.
I don't particularly remember a lot about that because I actually was a little kid. But what I really, really loved and played a ton of video game wise was The Force Unleashed. I remember a really awesome sequence where you could kill one of those.
I played The Force Unleashed. I got stuck on a level. I never finished.
Are you for real?
I got stuck on one of the levels. I didn't know where to go. I was so lost. I played it for like 2 hours trying to
Yeah.
figure out where to go. And you want to know what I never did? Just looked it up.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's such a great game.
I'm such a dumbass.
And the second one really fell short.
I never played the second one either. I never because I didn't finish the first.
Yeah, it just became a lot more arcadey.
Yeah.
But I think it's like every Star Wars, not every Star Wars fan, but a lot of Star Wars fans like dream is that like Star Killer gets like kind of
its own movie or
an
show
interpretation
or something
of
like that.
some sort in the film.
It would be cool. But that's all Legends now, from my understanding. That's
Yeah.
like none of that.
Yeah,
is
that's like
canon.
denounced in the.
All
lore
of that
and
stuff
all.
is not canon. That's one thing that really sucks, especially if you look into the comic books and the books and stuff like that. All
Yeah.
the stuff from before Disney bought it was all uncanonized. So it's all legend. They call it legends now.
Yeah.
And with all the legends, there was some cool stuff, but oh my god, did it get like kind of insane? Like there's
yeah.
so many. Like there is a character in Legends that is made of pure force. Do you know of this? It's Nihilus.
Yeah.
Darth Nihilus. He's made of pure force. The only thing, like, he literally has to consume constantly the force just because so he can stay alive.
Wasn't he kind of adapted in like the Old Republic game, or was he just referenced in the Old Republic game?
I
like
don't
Old Republic
know.
2.
I don't think I ever played that one.
I don't know. I saw some video about him. At some point, I read researched like Star Wars lore on like YouTube.
I
video
used
essays.
to be so into them.
They're
Like
so
I would
fun.
watch lore all the time.
There's just so much there.
Mhm.
There's a lot of movies that I really wish that, well, I think everybody wishes that Disney didn't acquire Star Wars. But
I would disagree only because I think if they didn't, I think Star Wars would not be here today, and we absolutely would not have any of the shows that we're getting right now. Like,
but that's
it's
just-
definitely not all bad.
yeah.
Like Clone Wars, did you? I don't know.
Okay, yeah. When the Clone Wars came back, the
The
new
Clone Wars 7th season
That was insane.
so good.
Yeah, I watched that.
Like, there's definitely
this
been some
semester.
good stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, sequels suck. They
Yeah.
are terrible. In saying that, there are some good scenes and cool stuff that happens in them, and we would never have gotten that if Disney didn't acquire it. We most likely would never have gotten anything else Star Wars because LucasArts would have probably died.
Damn. Well,
Now, sometimes you probably wish someone else picked it up, but at the same time, would it have even been better?
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You know, Disney did the kind of the same thing with, you know, Marvel, and Marvel took a downhill turn, you know, shortly after all the things that they had already pre-written kind of died off, and then now they're making all these weird Disney-fied Marvel things, and that was kind of sad. It's like, I don't know. People kind of get a bad taste in their mouth about Disney. I mean, Disney really hasn't been the same as a studio ever since. I can't even really spark the genesis of when things got bad with Disney. 'Cause it definitely wasn't Walt Disney dying. That happened long-ass time ago.
It was probably Bobby Kotick. Is that his name? No, I'm thinking of I'm thinking.
Was
of
he like
someone
creative
else.
director or something?
No, Bobby Kotick is from Riot Games. No, not Riot Games. Gearbox.
Oh.
It's a completely different person. Never
Okay.
mind. The person who's the CEO currently,
Yeah.
Bob Iger. That's who
Okay.
it is. Bob Iger is the CEO. That's when it started turning downhill because they started going for money over everything.
Okay.
Um,
I feel like most people have the opinion that everything Disney Star Wars was just all bad. I don't think I've really talked to that many people that were like, we should appreciate it, which I think is cool. That I feel like a lot of people are just like, man, Disney just ruined Star Wars.
See, I disagree with that. That's a bad take in my opinion.
Really?
Like, what? They didn't ruin Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. They made some bad stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, look at the prequels. Those were not made by Disney.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah, they were bad.
Just because it was made by Lucas does not mean it was good.
That's true.
They also, if you ever looked at the lore from the Star Wars, that is some of the stuff that happens in that thing is insane. Like, it's so off the wall crazy that it's like
unadaptable.
What the hell? It's
Yeah.
not adaptable.
Yeah.
Like, it's honestly probably good that they restarted it all
Mhm.
and did all of that. And in saying that again, some of the stuff that they've been bringing out sucks. It's not all good. But I do think overall, I think it's probably definitely better that they bought it because at least then something could happen with it.
Yeah.
Like, for all the Star Wars fans, like, they would just have nothing right now.
I mean, we had some pretty high expectations whenever Mandalorian was dropping. We were like, damn. And that first sequel movie, we were like, damn. You know, it's just hard not. I think it's maybe just like hard not to fall apart when you already are riding off the coattails of something really, really, really awesome.
It's true. It's hard. It's hard
Okay.
to make something off of it.
Favorite character moment in the original trilogy? If you had to pick one, could
I
you?
had to pick a favorite character. I would say probably it's not even a fight scene. I just love whenever is it Han? No, it's Luke. Luke grabs his lightsaber. First of all, whenever he gets captured by the Yeti, then
Yeah.
he uses the Force, grabs his laser sword, kills the Yeti, and then has to crawl into his bantha because it's so cold. Like, it's such an iconic scene. It's so cool. I love
Yeah.
that scene.
That was a cool scene. I do remember that.
You know, most iconic or most favorite.
I was a really big fan of Lando for whatever reason.
Lando's a cool character.
Everything that happened on his planet, I love that sequence.
Yeah, I love Lando. Lando's really fun.
The design of that planet was
The
really
whole
awesome.
it's
I forget what
they
it's called.
mine gas or something like
Yeah.
that, and Darth Vader comes in. He's
Yeah.
like, or whenever Han shoots Darth Vader, and Darth Vader just goes,
Yeah.
"Bitch, sit down."
Yeah. Yeah, I was a big fan of all of the gun wielding people. I liked Lando. I liked Han.
Han's a cool character.
Yeah.
I like Han. Han's. I don't know if I'd say he's my favorite, but he's definitely up there.
I liked that he got a good ending in the
Mhm.
sequels.
Yeah, that's one thing that we were talking about this before.
Yeah, that was kind of the saving grace of the sequels, is that at least some of the characters got good endings.
At least some of them did. Like Luke, I think got a really good ending.
Yeah.
Han, I think got a really good ending. I think Leia got a shit ending, and I
Yeah.
hate the fact that she ended like she did. It sucks that Carrie Fisher died, so she couldn't do the third movie. And maybe they had a better idea for it.
Yeah, it's
but I
possible.
think they should have done. And I think the reason they didn't is because Luke died in the second one, so they wanted to have her die in the third one would be my assumption. But the fact that then she died in the third one, but she died in such a poor way, she just died off screen and just in bed. Like, I don't know, that just felt like really just bad for that character. Like, it feels like they should have done something better with her. She's always been seen as the person that's like, you know, she wants to save everybody. She's
Right.
she will go in there herself to do it and everything like that.
Like a chaotic good kind of thing.
And then she just kind of dies off screen.
Yeah.
Like, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, very pure character.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on Luke and Leia, being like related and having that one like kiss scene. Why did they do that?
Because he didn't know.
I mean, yeah, but like I feel like having written it all by then, or if he had no. So they
he
were
didn't
like,
even know that Luke was going to be Darth Vader was going to be Luke's father.
Yeah.
Until the second one.
They were just like, all right, just ignore that. It was normal back then.
Yeah, and then like Luke and Leia, he did not plan on them being brother and sister at that time.
Yeah.
They were not supposed to be, and then he just decided. That's another thing with George Lucas. Never seemed like from all the snippets I've heard from those original movies, he didn't really have a vision.
Yeah.
He always seemed like he was coming up with it.
That's something that makes Star Wars really unique.
Mm-hmm.
Being a well-written trilogy. Holds barred with the whole, love aspect
Incest.
between, the incest thing. But, he was probably from, he was from someplace in the U.S. Maybe it was normal there.
Yeah.
But,
probably not Alabama.
Pretty impressive that the story is so cohesive and was not written all together like that.
Yeah.
It's
always been weird to me, too, though, that he didn't write it all together. Like, I would assume he at least got, like, maybe he did major plot points or something.
Yeah.
But it seems really weird to me. Like, how did you not know these characters were going to be siblings until the third movie?
Yeah. And he's like, well, it might make a little bit more sense if they were siblings. We'll just forget about the fact that they've kissed.
It's fine. Just ignore it. It's fine. They didn't know, so it's okay. And then they don't even, and then Han and Leia start, and then they get together and everything like that.
Bro code. I mean, come on, damn.
Honestly, God.
That's not only my sister, but it's also my girlfriend. So that's really fucked up. That's like you've crossed like 3 lines in one right now. But I guess that's 2 of them. But yeah, Han was a real player.
He was. Han is a cool character. Like he really does he has his own movie. Clearly, people like him.
Oh yeah, fan favorite character. Harrison Ford. I feel like everybody likes everything Harrison Ford.
Oh, of course, he's a good actor. He really is. He's in 2044.
2049.
That and
Blade
20.
Runner.
What's the sequel?
It's just the original was Blade Runner.
And then it's Blade Runner 2049. He's in both, right? Yeah. Like anything he does a very good job at.
Yeah.
And then he's also Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Oh crap! I was gonna say something, but I forgot it. Oh, favorite non-Vader villain.
Ooh.
In the trilogy.
In all of the trilogies.
Because the easy answer is Vader.
Everyone says Vader. Vader's very cool. I'm trying to think in any of the trilogies, in the movie trilogies, who's my favorite?
Just the original trilogy. Just 4, 5, and 6.
Original trilogy.
Yeah. Are you gonna go Emperor with that, or are you gonna go?
I feel like the only villain is Emperor, though.
Okay.
Or Vader. Like, who else would be the villain?
I mean, well.
The Death Star.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, people that.
Oh, Lord Moff Tolkien.
I don't even remember who that is.
That is the guy. Okay, do you remember the guy at the very beginning? Whenever it's the first time you see Vader, they're all sitting in the big room in the Death Star, and the one guy gets choked.
Uh-huh.
The guy that says, "Hey, Vader, stop doing that."
He was he the commander or whatever? That guy.
He was the lead. He was basically in charge of the Death Star.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he was cool.
He is cool as hell. He's only in the first one. He dies, of course.
Wasn't Bosk in that? I thought Bosk was cool.
Bosk.
The lizard guy. Because I played with him in Battlefront 2.
I don't think he's in the original, is he?
I think he is. I think he's in the scene where they storm Lando's planet.
I don't think...
When they
I
get
think you see his feet.
No, you see his face. Whenever Vader's getting his little band of... He's got Boba Fett in there, and he's got
he's
Bosk.
got all of the guys, and they're all like, oh... you guys need to. I'm giving you a bounty for everyone, or for this person, and you need to take him out, type of thing. And you see a whole bunch of people's feet. I don't know if you ever see his face.
Really?
I don't think you do.
Maybe you do in the not VHS version. That would be an interesting thing to look into.
I never saw that, so it's possible maybe they did show it in that, but I just never saw it.
And I liked Palpatine too. I've always said that the Force lightning thing was so badass.
Right?
Yes.
Especially for the time, that thing it's so cool.
It is super cool.
I like Palpatine's a cool villain. He's supposedly supposed to be the strongest Force user ever, type of thing.
Yeah, but then the Legends were... Well, I guess Legends don't matter anymore.
No, Legends don't... Well, even within Legends, a lot of people considered him to be the best. Even though he only ruled for 25 years. There's literally a character, and this would be in Legends, but in Legends that ruled for over 1,000 years. He survived for over 1,000 years, and he ruled for over 1,000 years. And yet some people still consider Palpatine the strongest Force user. Which I'm like, Is he though? I feel like there's definitely stronger,
Yeah, probably.
but
He kind of got an unfortunate timing that the whole Vader and Luke thing happened.
That's true.
He was a product of his environment.
kind of unlucky.
I wonder how long he would have made it if he.
That's true. I wonder. I bet you he probably would have ruled longer if he didn't, have a prophecy against him.
Yeah, exactly. I I have probably watched. This is gonna sound really weird, but I've watched probably the third prequel movie the most out of any Star Wars movie because I really enjoy Palpatine in that movie.
Palpatine's cool. Palpatine in the sequels, the prequels are
Right.
really good. I love. I don't know who does his. I don't know who that.
I have no idea.
But he does a really good job. I think he's like that. Not mysterious, but almost like he's evil, and you can kind of tell he's evil, but he's also not evil enough to where he does a good job hiding, but also still you can kind of tell he's
his
evil.
intentions are kind of vague.
I like him. I think he does a good job.
Yeah, I like in particular the fight scene where he's fighting who's Samuel L. Jackson's character, and Luke is there too.
Oh, and he's like, I'm dying.
Yeah, I love that scene so much. I actually really do like the prequels a lot.
I do too. I think the prequels are good. I think they used to get a lot of hate, and they've kind of come back. I personally think it's because the sequels were so bad.
Yeah.
I think that's why. I think the sequels were so bad that people were like, you know what, the prequels really aren't that bad.
Yeah.
I think they're okay.
Maybe to wrap things up, we could go in the original trilogy, movie by movie ranking. Like, not ranking. Well, we could do a ranking or a rating. Like, rating of each movie out of 10.
Okay. I would give the first one... I'm going to change it from the beginning.
Okay.
First one, I think, would be a 10. I think the first one sets everything up so well. I think
Yeah.
it's just so good. I think the second one... You know what? I think the second one's also a 10.
I think the second one's a 10.
I think the second one's probably better than the first one, even.
I think so.
Then the third one, I'd probably give like a 9.5.
I would say, so your rating's got to go up to like at least a 10.8 or a 9.85.
Is that yours?
9.8. No, your ranking of the whole thing.
Oh,
You're like a 9.85 or something. But anyway.
overall.
I would say first movie I'd give a 9, second movie 10, third movie 9.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, they're not... I still don't think they're perfect, but I do think they're exceptional.
It's been too long since I've seen them.
Fair.
Yeah.
But, all right. That was the Cinematics Podcast. Thank you for watching, and I will not see you. I can't see you, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
bye.
We can imagine you. We'll see you later.